We continue on to the third shelf, and so we get a little increasingly contemporary and expansive when we get to the third shelf. So let's see. Okay, this is the third shelf. And I should provide the disclaimer. I have yet to read many of these books. Some of these books I read more than others. Of these books, I probably read maybe 20% of the books. So this is a book on davening, written by the rabbi who passes away within the past few years, Rabbi Zalman Schachter Shlomi, and who is a progenitor of the Jewish renewal movement within Judaism. And this is a book of talks from Mahagosananda, the Theravadan monk from Cambodia. That's him. He passes away a number of years ago as well. And I highly recommend Googling him and checking out his Dharma walks, which are impressive. This is a collection of teachings from Ajahn Chah, who is the spiritual teacher of a teacher I consider to be one of my teachers, Ajahn Amaro, again a Buddhist. And we have another book from David Steindl. Oh no, this is Thomas. David Steindl-Rast, brother David Steindl-Rast, who is a Christian mystic, and featured within that film I mentioned, with one voice, who I consider to be a spiritual teacher as well. This is going to take longer than I thought. So, this is a book that is recommended by another rabbi of mine, Rabbi Stephen Weiss, from the Cuyahoga area, that provides some insight from the mystical tradition of Judaism and the Kabbalah. Nice. This is the autobiography of Gandhi. It's obviously inspiring. But it's somewhat disappointing as well, because it's written earlier in his life, before the liberation movement within India, and so he talks about his experience in South Africa, but it's a gem. This is a book of poems from Rumi, a Sufi within the realm of Islamic mysticism. And this is a book from a spiritual teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, writing about Jesus and the Buddha. That's him. This is a book from an American-born Jew who becomes a Hindu Swami. There's maybe a photograph. There he is. And so it's an autobiographical account of his spiritual journey. Then we have, I'll just leave this to the side. Then we have Thoreau, Walden, a classic. Actually, I've yet to read it. I read portions of it. This is a book about the Rabbi Abraham Yitzhak Kook. Karen Armstrong is a prominent leader in the interfaith movement. She writes many books. This is one she writes on Islam. Another champion in the interfaith movement is Marcus Braybrook, a friend of mine. This is one of his books. He writes a number. This is A Pilgrimage of Hope, which talks about the first parliament of the world's religions and the development of the global interfaith movement from that point. This event is considered as the progenitor of the contemporary interfaith movement. So there is that. This is an introductory text on the Abhidhamma, which is maybe considered perhaps the most the highest Buddhist scripture or doctrine within the Buddhist tradition. It basically provides teachings regarding how to lead the life of a monk within Buddhism. So this is a series of books written by Swami Vivekananda, who is a figure from the first Parliament of the World's Religions. I also consider to be a spiritual teacher. Obviously, he passes a number of years ago, about a century ago. But this is a 8-volume series. That first book that I said I'm reading at the moment is the first in this volume, or in this set. This is a book that comes with this set. These two books on Sikhism, on Sikhi, are provided to me from a Sikh friend at the Parliament of the World's Religions, the same one who provides me with the Sri Guru Granth Sahib. So there's that. This is the book on Jewish holidays. It's actually rather formidable. It provides a description of each of the major Jewish holidays throughout the year. I study this in my formal process with Rabbi Rudin Loria in my process of formal conversion into Judaism. This is a book on the Talmud, which is one of the highest scriptures within the Jewish faith. It kind of provides the discussion of the Torah and provides additional esoteric teachings regarding Judaism. This is an essay or a book that Gandhi writes on ahimsa. Ralph Waldo Emerson, collection of essays. I think this is actually given to me by, I'm uncertain what this is, but it was given to me by a friend. I have to look into that. This is the Communist Manifesto, a religious doctrine for some. This is the book of Utopia, written by the American thinker and Thomas More. This is Art of Happiness by the Dalai Lama, and a book is Everything is God. So a couple years ago, one of the major media outlets provides a list of religious books or books on religion that are beneficial, and so this is included within it, and a number of these books are. Thomas Merton writes a book on peace. I have some additional books of his as well. Diana Eck, who is the director of the Pluralism Project at Harvard University. This is her book, Encountering God. In His Steps is a book discussing, as the title says, what would Jesus do, and is included on that list as well. This is another one, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. So these are actually two books that come from my father's library. One is on, these are works from Emerson, and these are works from various authors as well. And then this book comes from the library of a dear friend who passes away recently this past year, Marianne Carlson, who is a prominent local activist, a Christian Methodist, but also involved in interfaith work as well. And this is a book that I am provided from her library. And so this is the third shelf, and I'm going to pause it here and continue in a minute.